Hello everyone and welcome to the 2026 RPES Hinkle Plasma Cutting 360 Sprint Car Series. We are live here at Volusia Speedway Park for round 1 of 7 on the 2026 season. We have John Klimowitz III there in the Nerds machine. Going to complete his first lap, which is a 13.704. Currently 5th quickest. See, 𝐑𝐏𝐄𝐒, that's a surprising name to see at the top of the charts currently. We have 36 cars entered into tonight's competition at this point. A lot of familiar names and a couple new ones in 2026 as well. Now you see Matt Hinkle just went up to the top 3 as well. I'm going to look here at the 99 machine, Gavin Chatham. He was our last winner in the 360 Sprint Car Series when we were last in action on November 18th at the dirt track at Charlotte. He won from a record, I believe it was 20th place on the grid. That is the farthest back any drivers ever won a race in Reigel Promotions esports competition. 𝐑𝐏𝐄𝐒 still top of the board there in the 26 machine, as 28 drivers now put in a time. For some reason, some of my iRacing, my training paints are not loading in this season. Half of them are, and another half are not. So some of the cars might have their actual paint schemes, and some of them not. Just like Kenny Hoffman out there currently, I know for sure that is definitely not paint scheme that he is running. But we see Ashton Mueller now went to the top of the charts with a 13.353. Kenny Hoffman went 3rd quick on that last lap. So all 37 drivers now taking time. So the clock will run out here on qualifying. As the track record is currently a 12.952, which is set back on March 4th of 2024, so that will remain standing. And that was even set with a fixed setup. So pretty incredible things that they're still 4/10 off this many years later, even with an open setup.
Billy Grand.
What's up, brother?
What's going on?
Nothing, just gonna steal this heat win from you.
Okay, here we'll put the graphic up for your first heat race of the 2026 season, which is presented by Right Rear Racing. Tayton Sander, your 2025 Regal Cup winner, will start on the pole next to Anthony Villagran in the 22. Josh Whiteman in the 024 from Olean, New York, will go from 3rd. 4th, your fast qualifier tonight, presented by Bloodline Sim Sports, the 3 of Ashton Mueller. And 5th, the 18 of Tony Dominguez. 6th, Scott Thomason. And going 7th, your 2025 RPES Driver of the Year, Joseph Groom in car 11. Then Ethan Milwane, best of a 3rd place run last year at Eldora in the 37 machine. 9th, John Klimowitz Jr. in the 34, and then rounding out the field with the 59 of Dylan Brandon. iRacing Pace Truck will pull off this time, and we will go green flag racing here for the first time in 2026 with the Hinkle Plasma Cutting 360 Sprint Cars. Green flag here coming out will be for Full Throttle Motorsports. And away we go. Tate and Sander leads the way into turn 1. So we get our first 618 engraving and design caution flag almost immediately. See who was involved in this one. It's like Dylan Brandon and John Klimowitz may have been the 2 cars involved. Also looks like Scott Thomason, even though my graphics were trying to tell me it was the other 2. Oh, looks like it. The 11 gets in there into the corner. Came at the racetrack. We'll see what anything happened here from the 11's point of view. Just comes to the racetrack and he cleans out the 6 there. Yep, so that is definitely an easy EOL there for Joseph Groom. So he will go now be negated to the 10th spot on the grid. Scott Thomason did look like he made it back out, so he'll be now in P9. The lights are out around Volusia Speedway Park. We will get back to the Full Throttle Motorsports green flag when we get back to it. Be 1 lap complete when they cross the stripe. Tate and Sander fires, and away we go. Not near as good of a start for Sander this time, as Villagran now going to peek to the inside as they go down the back straightaway. He may think of a slide job this time. He does. He slides right across the nose. Who gets to the stripe first? Anthony Villagran leads the first lap of 2026. Sander comes right back at him, though. Villagran had the fastest lap right there, sponsored by TJ Visuals on lap 1. Whiteman there in the 024 looking to his inside. Sander comes down, thinks better of it. Oh, I think that was a big net code right there. I don't know what the heck that was. As you could obviously see, they did not touch one another. So that was pretty crazy stuff. Obviously just 3 wide battling. But look at that again here. I don't know why Villagran's car reacted the way it did, because obviously they did not touch one another. I think the 024 might have probably made contact with the 42, even if the netcode wasn't there. But lately, the iRacing has been very weird on the netcode. I don't know why it's been so bad. Like when we did the dirt car events a few weeks ago, ever since the newest update, it's just been all over the place. So definitely on the struggle bus here, trying to get through the first heat race of the season. But Josh Whiteman, after starting, I believe, in the 3rd position in this heat race, has now worked their way up to the pole position. And great points night so far for Ashton Mueller. He already got 10 points for setting fast time in Bloodline Sim Sports qualifying. And now he's looking for another 15 more if he's able to pass Josh Whiteman here and take the heat race win. It goes 15, 12, 10, and so on through the top 10 in each heat race. So you're earning points all night long here in the Hinkle Plasma Cutting 360 Sprint Car Series. I believe the lights are out. We will come back to the green flag this time. Let's see if we can finally get some laps in here. in right rear racing heat race number 1. Josh Whiteman off to a pretty good start. No challenges yet from Ashton Mueller. They run first and second. So we now have 3 laps remaining in this heat race. Tony Dominguez there in the Sheldon Hansfield lookalike machine. And John Klimowitz currently runs in your 4th and final transfer spot. We just have 2 laps remaining now. Ethan Milwain started in the 8th position. Very fast right now around the Volusia Speedway Park. Obviously, named the world's fastest half mile, so a lot of fast laps around this racetrack, and very notorious for being very bumpy around the track. But Josh Whiteman's going to take the win here. Ethan Milwain going to try to diamond off the corner, not able to get there first. So John Klimowitz Jr. will get that 4th and final transfer spot. Here's your results for right rear racing heat 1. Josh Whiteman picks up the first heat race of the season. Ashton Mueller finishes second. Third, Tony Dominguez. And fourth, your final qualifier in heat 1, John Klimowitz Jr. Then it goes Milwain, Groom, Sander, Thomason, Brandon, and Villagran. Now we go into heat race number 2, which is brought to you by this, same as our title sponsor, Hinkle Plasma Cutting here in Heat 2. Johnny Vaughn Jr., the last driver to sign up before this race began. In the 300 machine, will go from the pole. Chase Townsend, the 2025 Slide Job Syndicate League champion, will go outside the front row. Matt Hinkle in the 52 will go from 3rd. 4th, your second fast qualifier. Looked like he was going to pick up the Bloodline Sim Sports fast time earlier tonight. Greg D starts 4th. 5th, Kevin Goodall in the 29. 240 of Rick Thompson will go from 6th. 7th will be the 67, everyone's favorite driver, Ty Dickinson. 96 alongside of him, his Sweet Tea Gang teammate, Jordan Navarro. And then rounding out the field will be the 78 of Armando Melgoza. One to go signal here at the line. Johnny Vaughn will lead the field to the green flag when they get to the midpoint of 3 and 4. Very slow pace down the back straightaway. Once again, 8 laps to distance, top 4. We'll move on to the big dance. Full Throttle Motorsports green flag is back in the air. Johnny Vaughn gets a great start there in the 300 machine. Matt Hinkle slides up right in front of his Slide Job Syndicate teammate, Chase Townsend, as they go into 3. Very Slide Job Syndicate type field here in heat race number 2. You got Kevin Goodall, Deese, Hinkle, and Townsend all in the same heat race. So now Deese, your second fast qualifier tonight. 3 wide there. I don't think he knew the 240 was going to be there. Get some damage there. We stay green though. Johnny Vaughn still leads. Checking out from the field now, about 0.6 of a second ahead. Matt Hinkle though running the fastest laps on the speedway at the moment. He continues to hunt down the race leader. Chase Townsend now at the fast lap. He was 0.2 of a second faster than any car on the speedway that last lap. Jordan Navarro now running a distant 5th. So your top 4 drivers at the moment, barring a mistake, will be your current top 4. Vaughn now takes the 2 lap to go signal. Matt Hinkle continues to close in on your race leader. Slides up there, loses a little bit of momentum off of turn 2. I think the hourglass might run out before he can get there. Seems like he's better than him in 1 and 2, just not able to really reel him in 3 and 4. Johnny Vaughn Jr. going to come through 3 and 4, and he's going to pick up the win in Reigel Racing. Hinkle Plasma Cutting, Heat 2. Matt Hinkle finished the second, third, Chase Townsend, and fourth, Rick Thompson. Rest of your rundown goes like this. Navarro in 5th, 6th will be Dickinson, then Goodall, Melgoza, and Greg Deist after experiencing bad luck. Now we'll jump in to our third heat race, which is the only heat race we do not currently have a sponsor for. But Greg Robinson will roll off in car 83 from the pole. Then your runner-up in the 360 Sprint Car Series in 2025, Nick Larry, will go outside for front row. Michael Skirring finished top 5 in points last season. He goes from 3rd. 4th, Kenny Hoffman, your 2024 King's Clash and National Open champion. And Jake Roya picked up 2 wins in the 305 series last season. We'll go from 5th. 6th, we Parker there in the triple 20, the triple 2. And we'll go 16 at Jeremy Christensen in the 16 machine. And Josh Slater, one of our newcomers, roll off 8th in the 30 machine. Then Zach Attack Good in the 118 will go from the tail. Once again, 1 to go signal here at the thing. Yeah, I actually do have the numbers hidden in my graphics settings. So as you can see, some of the numbers are working. And I was in a session yesterday and it was working. So I don't know exactly what's happening in this session, but it'll fix itself eventually. Trading Paints loves to do these things. Greg Robinson will fire at any point they want to, and they fire right there. Greg Robinson leads us to the Full Throttle Motorsports green flag. Skirring going to slide up there into 07. Larry goes right back to his inside. He'll reclaim P2. Kenny Hoffman, the first driver we've always seen try to roll the inside lane. It's Larry and Skirring there together. Not quite catch exactly how they got together, but they did. Larry now going to try to hold out the challenge from Hoffman. Skirring up front, going for a slide job, almost gets in the 07, did not make contact, but 83 gets sent over the top there. Yellow flag is going to come out here for the 3rd time this evening. We'll try to get another look at that one. But at least from my vantage point, he obviously came to the racetrack, but I don't think they made contact. Yeah, he just gets a little too high. I think he was expecting 07 to slide up the racetrack a little bit more than he did. Just kind of got spooked and ended up going up to over top the wall. I believe the lights should be out on the iRacing Pacer at this time. And they are. See, Ty, I knew I could believe in Trading Paints. Now we got it working. Finally got the paint schemes to show up on the broadcast. Come back to green here. We will be halfway home. 4 in, 4 to go here in heat race number 3. And our top 4 advance to the main event. Rest will have to go to one of the B mains later on this evening. Michael scurrying off to a big jump there in the 07 machine. Nick Larry runs in second. He's still got to hold off. Very much of a looming challenge there in the 01 of Kenny Hoffman. Hoffman has continued to remain consistent there on the inside, trying to go where everyone else isn't really on the speedways. He goes a little bit too high that time, almost goes over on the right rear. So we got a heck of a battle here going on for the 4th spot, your 4th and final transfer spot. Currently Parker holds it there in the 2 machine. Jake Roya is on the outside looking in as they come to the white flag here out of turn 4. Still a battle for that 2nd spot, trying to watch the transfer and this. Larry, I think, has it as long as he can hold the inside line here in 3 and 4. Going to be close here at the line. Larry holds it. And Parker is able to hold on there to the 4th spot. So Michael scurrying, good run for him coming from inside of row 2 to pick up that heat race number 3 win. And Nick Larry finishes in 2nd, Kenny Hoffman 3rd, and your 4th and final transfer is the triple 2 there of Parker. Then Zachary there will finish 5th, and Christensen, Slater, Robinson, and Roya. Now we'll head into our 4th and final heat race of the night, which is brought to you by RPES Gaming. Dean Reynolds there in the 79 out of North Syracuse, New York, will start on the pole. Then out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the 99 will be Gavin Chatham. And your 2-time and defending 305 Sprint Car Series champion Jimbo Rooney goes from inside of row 2. Aiden Stoll in the 072 will go from 4th. 5th, John Klimowitz III. 6th, I think the lone Australian in the field tonight, 19 of David Baker. And going 7th, out of East Greenbush, New York, the 13 of Fred Hoffman. 8th will be Michael Tennyson in the 33. And rounding out the field in the 960 will be Devin Eaker. Once again, it will be top 4 will advance out of this one. 8 laps of distance. After this, we will have 2 B mains on tap. Top 3 will advance out of each of those B mains to get us to 22 cars in our starting grid for this year's running of the RPES Winter Nationals. Dean Reynolds there in the 79 has a very bright and fluorescent, almost Miami type colors. But the Full Throttle Motorsports teammates will come to the Full Throttle Motorsports green flag together. Reynolds will step on it, and away we go. Green flag is out on Heat 4, presented by RPES Gaming. Rooney, we've seen it many times in this tonight. 3rd place car is almost the best place to be if you're not going to be on the pole of a heat race, as they're almost always able to get a look at the 2nd place car, and he does just that right there. Other 27 now of Aiden Stoll going to slide up in front of him. Rooney's still going to hold strong there in P2. Gavin Chatham, hold the inside, just too much momentum up on the top side. Both 27 machines are able to kind of two-car tango around the top, and they leave 99 in the dust. I do see that bottom side is starting to come in, especially in turns 3 and 4. They're starting to be able to make some time up down there. Should lead on some amazing racing later in the event. Running now all over the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Dean Reynolds got to get up on the seat here. Continues to try the bottom there. Just right now, track is still a little bit top dominant. As you see, Stoll nearly got into the fence there in 1 and 2. It's currently your best battle on the speedway. John Klimowitz III currently holds that 4th and final transfer spot. So we have 2 laps left. Gavin Chatham, after starting on the outside of the front row, is now on the outside looking in. Reynolds is starting to pull away as we're now at the third-party gaming white flag. Reynolds makes some contact at the wall, but he should be safe here, barring a mistake in 3 and 4. And Stoll hits the inside wall. Luckily, Klimowitz just barely missed him. That's going to put Gavin Chatham in the show. It's definitely a tough break there for Aiden Stoll. Didn't finish last, but a tough break there to go from outside of a transfer spot after running inside one. Now we'll head into our first B main of the evening, which is brought to you by Shaggy TV. Your lineup will go this way. 37 out of the Great North, Ethan Milwane will start on the pole. Then out of Fremont, Ohio, the 118 of Zachary Good. Then Owasso, Michigan's Joseph Groom will go from the 3rd spot. Then Texas's Jeremy Christensen in the 16 will go 4th. Then Kiel, Wisconsin's Tayton Sander goes 5th in the 42. Josh Schlater in car 30 will run from the 6th position. 7th will be the number 6 of Scott Thomason. 8th, the 83 of Greg Robinson. 9th, Dylan Brandon in the 59. And 10th will be Jake Roya. Gotta say, Zachary Good has not had very much success when it comes to the sprint cars yet with us. He's had a couple runs in the 305s, but if you're not tuned in for the Purge race in April, he is going to be the star of the show. He is always the MVP when it comes to those events. There's no one that can cause more carnage in a no-rules event than Zachary Good can. So if you're a driver out there that wants to take part in any event that we have this year, the Purge should be it. It is the most fun you will have all year. As we get back to racing here in the Shaggy TV B-Main. Minor top 3 will advance out of this 10-lap affair. Midway down the back straightaway, Joseph Groom now runs in the 2nd spot. Zachary Good currently in your 3rd and final transfer. It's Tayton Sander in the 42. As I see a few people talking about Rocket League in the chat, Tayton Sander is one of the best of them. He was 3rd in our mock division in Rocket League in goals scored. And out of about 50 or 60 players, that is pretty darn good. Tayton Sander still works that inside. Jeremy Christensen there. He was one of the most improved drivers throughout last year. Picked up a couple good runs, especially at the Kokomo Speedway last April. Tate Sander did have that at the line. So he's going to slide up in front of Zachary Good. Good's not going to come back at him. Not sure if he's going to have the momentum, and he does not. He thinks better of it. He falls back in line. Meanwhile, up front, Joseph Broom was slightly reeling in your race leader. Just as I say that, now he falls back away, of course. Tate Sander, though, just ran a faster lap than anybody in the top two. He was over 2/10 faster that last time around. I believe that's because he's running the inside line. Something is definitely coming alive in that 42 machine on the inside. Once again, not as fast in that last lap, but still about a 10th faster than anyone else. Zachary Good trying to reel him back in, just not able to get there, as he is now looking like he is not going to be able to make the show tonight. The Millwayn still leads here as they come to third-party gaming white flag. Good tries like a slide job line there in 1 and 2. Not able to make anything of it. Looks like he's going to come home P2. Tate Sander will finish in the 3rd spot. And your first car out will be Zachary Good. But B main number 1, all Ethan Millwayn there in the 37. Your results of B main number 1, presented by Shaggy TV. Ethan Millwayn, Groom, and Sander transfer through. Good, Christensen, Thomason, Brandon, Roya, Slater, and Robinson will all have to try again next week when we head to Lima Land for the King of the Quarter Mile. I got B main number 2 presented by Sweet Tea Gang. And speaking of that, member of Sweet Tea Gang starts on the pole of this one. Jordan Navarro in the 96, Devin Eaker in the 96, the 960, go from second. So both drivers that tried to get 96 as their number, both on the front row of this B main. Then behind Navarro will be the other Sweet Tea Gang member, 67 Ty Dickinson. Michael Tennyson, one of the last drivers to sign up, in 33 will start 4th. 5th, Kevin Goodall. 6th will be Aiden Stoll there after that bad luck at the end of the heat race. Armando Melgoza go from 7th. 8th, Fred Hoffman, and 13, Greg Deese. After a very good qualifying effort, going to start at the back of this one. 10th will be the 19 of David Baker, and in the 22 will be Anthony Villagran in the 11. So right after this B main, we'll have a quick warm-up session, and then we will go directly into tonight's RPES Winter Nationals main event presented by Slide Job Syndicate. The 30 laps distance. iRacing Pace Truck peels off here as the cars decided to blink out there. But we're back to it. Navarro leads down the back straightaway over his teammate of Ty Dickinson as they head off into 3 and 4. Eaker now runs in the 3rd spot. Kevin Goodall all over him though. Now Stoll looks for the inside. He goes into the transfer spot. Roy Saul on the wheel there on the 27. Now has slid back from 2nd spot to 4th. As Navarro leads Dickinson and Stoll up front. Those are your 3 transfers at the moment. Stoll working the inside line just as we saw Tate Sander do in the last B main. So he just ran the fastest lap, 14.452 last time around. And you see Anthony Villagran coming out of nowhere on your screen. He's from 11th to 4th now. Obviously he was involved in that opening incident of heat race number 1. Stoll, will he lead the lap? He does, just barely leads the lap there at the line. He is now officially your leader here in B main number 2. He is out front, clean and green now that he has cleared both 96 and the 67. Villagran's going to look to follow suit here in the 22. He gets by Dickinson, now into a transfer spot. Now he works by 96 as well. And he will solely have possession of that second spot at the line. Now the Sweet Tea Gang teammates, they might have to take each other out for the third spot. You never know. See Dickinson struggling there. He got a little sideways. He got through the slick on the back straightaway, losing some ground to Navarro. 𝐸 now will look to take advantage of that. As 𝐑𝐢𝐳 and 𝐑𝐏𝐄𝐒, the Slide Job Syndicate teammates, we're battling for the 6th position. Everyone comes to the white flag. Aiden Stoll up front in car 27. And Villagran ripping the top there in the 22. Looks like those two will be your top 2 in this one. Navarro, maybe hold on to say, as I say that, he about messed up in the slick, but he is able to hold on there in 96. He will move on. So Ty Dickinson, your first one out here in B main number 2. The rest of the cars will have to try again next week. Devin Eaker, Kevin Goodall, Greg Deese, David Baker, Michael Tennyson, and Armando Melgoza. And also Fred Hoffman. Once again, this will be our warm-up session for the night. I would imagine our admin Benjamin Wirt will not run all of the session. Probably going to run about 2 to 3 minutes here. That's about what we typically do. And we'll go right into our 30-lap main event. But that gives us a few moments here to mention a couple of our sponsors that we've not gotten to mention tonight yet. Tried to get a lot of them, but Admin Box is our presenting sponsor of our drivers meeting. Obviously, I do that right before I get on here to do the live broadcast. Dirt Series Promotions is the B main number 3, which obviously we didn't have one of those tonight, and the Pit Road sponsor. F&D Awareness presents the Driver of the Year. Last year's Driver of the Year winner was Joseph Groom, and they are also the Last Lap Pass sponsor. So if a driver makes a last lap pass and wins the feature, they will receive $5 in appreciation of their efforts. Misfit Creations offers an award at the end of each of our seasons in 2026. Royos Graphics is our Victory Lane sponsor. Obviously later the top 3 will go to Royos Graphics Victory Lane, and I will have a few words with them. Our warm-up session is sponsored by the RPES shop. Caution sponsors 618 Engraving and Design. Tonight's event is brought to you by Slide Job Syndicate. Any 360 drivers are out there. They will be live here on the channel at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Sunday as they head to Lernerville Speedway. And our 4-wide salute, which will be happening here in a few moments, is always brought to you by Victory Fuel. Tomorrow night we'll be live on the channel once again with the opener for the RPES Pavement Ignition Series, as we are going to do the Greg Biffle Tribute Race at the Homestead Miami Speedway. The race set 1 of 7 on the year. Session will open at 8 p.m. Eastern, but we'll be live here at 8:30 with qualifying. That series uses the NASCAR trucks, fixed setup, and it's a 3,500 iRating cap. So any of you drivers that might, like the dirt side and not very good on the NASCAR stuff, you're more than welcome to join. Then Sunday we'll be live with the opener for the Metcalf Media Off-Road Series. We go to the Wild West Motorsports Park with the Pro 4 trucks. Now your first starting grid of the season here for the RPES Winter Nationals, presented by Slide Job Syndicate. Josh Whiteman in the 024 will go from the pole, and Johnny Vaughn in the 300 goes from second. So 2 drivers that have never graced victory lane will start on the front row. And the same thing can be said for positions 3 and 4. They have never been to 360 Sprint Car Series victory lane. Michael Skirring in the 07 has had some very good finishes here at Volusia. One of his 2 podiums in series history came here in 2024. And going fourth, 79 of Dean Reynolds. Ashton Mueller, your fast qualifier tonight, goes from 5th. 6th, Matt Hinkle in the 52. 7th, runner-up in points last year, the 43 of Nick Larry. 27 of Jimbo Rooney, your 2-time and defending 305 Sprint Car Series champion. 18 of Tony Dominguez goes 9th. 10th, 2025 Slide Job Syndicate champion Chase Townsend. 2024 King's Clash winner Kenny Hoffman goes from 11th. 12th, John Klimowitz III in the 69. Then his son John Klimowitz Jr. goes from 13th. 14th to be Rick Thompson. 15th, Parker in the 222. And then Gavin Chatham from Pittsburgh, our latest winner on the series, go from 16th. 17th, Ethan Milwain. 18th to be Aiden Stoll. 19th, Joseph Groom. 20th, Anthony Villagran. 21st, Tayton Sander. And 22nd, Jordan Navarro. As you can see, the field is assembling in the Victory Fuel 4-wide salute. Something we do pretty much every single event that we do in 2026 with our league. Now the field will split back off and catch the iRacing pace truck. We'll come to the 1 to go signal here at the line when they get there. One thing I will mention is that this year there is no drop weeks for the 360 Sprint Car Series, so any driver didn't show up tonight are pretty much out of contention. So with that being said, we will more than likely have a brand new champion here in 2026 with the series, as Caden Berry, 3-time champion, is not in attendance, and last year's champion Mason Hannigan is also not in attendance. Josh Whiteman and Johnny Vaughn will lead the field to the first Full Throttle Motorsports green flag and feature action. Scurrying there, just as we saw in the heat race, goes from 3rd to 2nd very early in the event. So he now tries to work topside. He'll try to get to the lead here early on here at Volusia Speedway Park. Is reeling in the number 24 machine of Josh Whiteman. Whiteman led lap 1. He looks like he might lead lap 2. He will not. Skirring will have it at the line. Michael Skirring to the race lead here in 07. Still side by side for your race lead. Skirring now officially takes the race lead. Whiteman still not going away though in 24. Nick Larry now runs in the 3rd spot in the 43 machine. Johnny Vaughn there up top after falling back from 2nd to 4th. Ashton Mueller still runs in 5th. Dean Reynolds in the 6th spot now in 79. Ashton Mueller loses his wing. That should come back. I'm about to say it should come back. Usually that glitches out like that. Skirring still up front. Josh Whiteman now has company in the form of the 43 of Nick Larry. Miles has now worked his way by Mueller. He's up to the top 5 in the 79 machine. As Larry trying to work the inside, see, I think he just overcorrected there, Whiteman or some net code. One or the other. Whiteman still keeps it moving there in the 24 though. Vaughn is beating the boards down that 30 machine. He's falling back, but he's definitely not by a lack of trying. That top side here at Volusia gets very tricky. As we saw a few nights ago at the Slide Job Syndicate Series. It just gets so many bumps here at Volusia on iRacing. Michael Skirring still leading out front though, has about a second gap to the 43. 9 laps in, 21 to go here at Volusia. Whiteman currently is the back of the podium. Reynolds now in the 4th spot as he made his way by Vaughn as we get our first 618 engraving design caution flag. Looks like it happened there in 1 and 2. So maybe John Clements is part of it. This is how it started, at least, put that way. Try to get the far chase cam. I feel like that's always the best way to view any accident. Looks like the 2 just comes off the bottom here. The 69 was sideways at the corner. 2 just comes up. Either didn't know he was there or what, but he comes up the track. And the car on the outside had nowhere else to go. He can just park on the outside. Not sure. We saw another car that ended up parked there. See if we can figure out who that was. I believe it was Tony Dominguez. Let's see what happens here. Oh, they were 3 wide in the corner. It makes slight contact. Yeah, the 18 just went around there. We've seen 3 cars go over the top of the wall tonight. That has got to be some sort of record here at Volusia. Lights are still out on the iRacing pace truck. Definitely, we have a very good chance here at a new winner. Top 4 have never won with the RPES Hinkle Plasma Cutting 360 Sprint Car Series. Nick Larry has been very close on very many occasions. He had at least 3 second-place finishes to end the 2025 season. Kenny Hoffman has worked his way up to the 5th spot now, though. He is the only driver in the top 10, actually, that has ever been to victory lane with the 360 Sprint Car Series. Back to full throttle motorsports, green flag, we go. Skirring takes the point once again in 07. Still leads after lap 1. We have a car upside down on the front stretch. Like Matt Hinkle at least was involved. I don't think he was the car upside down, but that was definitely a big flip by whoever the heck that was. And Matt Hinkle slowed up on the backstretch. So we'll see exactly who this car is that ends up flipping upside down. I will say Johnny Vaughn is the car. It's a culprit. I thought maybe it could be him because he got in the wall pretty hard in the front stretch. Yeah, he just 27's going off here. 3 comes up the racetrack and pinches the 27. I'm assuming the 3 didn't know he was there. And the 30 come with the whole head of steam. No clue they're going to be there and just along for the ride. So definitely a tough break there for the 30 machine, just kind of caught in the middle of the sandwich, would you say? Almost halfway through the opening round of the 2026 season. Lights are still on the iRacing Pace Truck. That gives me a few moments to mention some more events that we have coming up. Next Tuesday, we will have RPES Night in America, 8 p.m. Eastern for the first time ever. We will have Dirt Midgets running under our league banner. They will be at the Limaland Motorsports Park at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then following that, we'll run the 410 Sprint Cars for just the 4th time in our league's history at Limaland as well. Then Wednesday night, we will be back with 360 Sprint Cars for round 2, 40 laps at Limaland, as the field gets ready to go back to green flag racing. Nick Larry, there you see he's running a whole different line. He has been as well, trying to hold that inside line, just as we saw quite a few drivers do in their heat races. Is now Kenny Hoffman now working on getting up to the 4th spot past Dean Reynolds. We saw him do a similar thing where he worked his way from the back of the field at Williamsgrove and ended up finishing, I believe, 2nd or 3rd in the National Open last year. Of course, he was the 2024 National Open champion. Skurink still leads out front. He has really good speed tonight, as he was 4/10 faster than everyone but Kenny Hoffman on the racetrack last time around. As Kenny Hoffman continues to try to continue his hunt to the front here in the 01 machines. Now he's going to work around the 43, gets inside him there, trying to run the middle line through 3 and 4. Once again, trying his luck on the outside, see if he can hold it through the middle. It worked for him last time. He's going to slide up. Will he have it at the line? He does. Kenny Hoffman now up to 2nd here past the halfway point. 13 laps left. The 2nd gap up the road here to Michael Skurring, who leads the way. So now we got a battle here for the 3rd spot. Whiteman looked to the inside, about as close as you can get to running over the left rear there of Nick Larry. See, the bottom is definitely, especially in 3 and 4, it seems like a lot of the drivers are migrating to the inside lane. But as you can tell, Skurring still running the top side for all it's worth, either way. It definitely seems like it's still there in 1 and 2, though, for sure. Milwain here in the 37, after winning his B main, which I believe he started 19th, up to the 6th spot now in 37. Townsend runs 7th, 8th. Villagran, another B main runner, in the 8th spot. 9th is Rooney, and 10th is Sander. You see Hoffman getting closer and closer as we get down to crunch time here at Volusia. Skurring now has Hoffman all over him. Mirror full of Hoffman there in the 1 machine. Skurring now goes the inside line to protect. Slides at the racetrack. He's trying to search around the track, see if he can find any momentum anywhere else. He slips up off the corner. Hoffman going to go in. Slides up the racetrack. Skurring going to come back underneath of him. Slide job incoming here in 1 and 2. He tries to hold the inside line to make contact. Hoffman tried to make the inside line. I think he expected Skurring to slap the track a little bit more. He did not. Hoffman, though, takes the race lead in 1. 5 laps remaining here. Can Skurring get back to him? Track pretty bottom dominant at this point. As Whiteman does make a pass around the outside on Larry, as he now moves into the final spot on the podium. Skurring still trying. It just looks like it's so dirty on the top side at the moment. It's tough to make any ground, but he's got to try everything it's worth to get back to him. Chase Townsend now runs in 6th. Milwain had gone up there as Reynolds has fallen back 2 or 3 spots since we last checked on him. closer than he was a few laps ago, just running out of time. See if he has anything for him here on the last lap. He's getting closer and closer. He's all over the back bumper. See if he's got anything for him here in the last corner. Oh, he nearly gets in the back of him. Trying to drive it as hard as he could, just could not get there. Hoffman picks up the first win of the season here. Skirring, though, definitely gave it all he had. We're going to work there with Hoffman, Skirring, and Whiteman here in just a few moments. But Hoffman picks up the first win, and what I believe is his third career win all-time with Regal Promotions Esports. Actually, no, fourth win, correct myself. Michael Skirring picks up his third career podium there in 07. Josh Whiteman, third in the 024. Nick Larry finishes fourth. Fifth, Chase Townsend. Sixth, Ethan Milwane. Seventh, Dean Reynolds. Eighth, Jimbo Rooney. Ninth, Tayton Sander. Parker there finishes in the 10th spot. Good run for him. 11th, Johnny Vaughn Jr. after starting on the front row finishes in the 11th spot. Ashton Mueller finishes 12th. 13th, Stoll. 14th, Thompson. 15th, Navarro. 16th, 𝐒𝐤𝐬 Jr. 17th, Dominguez. 18th, Villagran. 19th, Chatham. 20th, Groom. 21st, Matt Hinkle. And 22nd, John Klimowitz III. Looks like we have all three drivers in our broadcast waiting room. So we'll get a word with them very shortly. Hey Kenny, how you doing? Good. Pretty good race there. I mean, how early did you know the bottom was going to come in like that?
Kind of just fighting for the lead there, and I didn't really anticipate him to try to stick bottom the way he did. He just kind of went in full speed on my inside, and I hit the brakes early and cut left and stuck the bottom perfect. I couldn't have done it any better. It was right against the inside wall, and he just kind of whiffed on it and drifted up. And I saw an opening, and I decided to take it. And just some things you gotta do to try to win these races. Obviously, it's a long season, and every point matters. So, trying to just get points early off in the season.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you know where you have to be on the racetrack at that point, and it's the bottom. And you've seen many times in races in real life where sometimes you just gotta put your nose even in a place you might not usually put it to be able to get the job done.
Yeah, you said it exactly. Like I said, I wish I didn't get into him there, but I saw an opening, and it was close to the end of the race, and we're all here to win, so I took it, and nothing else more to say on that end.
Well, congrats on the win. I believe it's your 4th win with us. And is there anyone you want to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, shout out, just thanks to you and your entire team for putting this on, and the whole broadcasting deal, and of course, got to thank all of our partners and just everyone with Tanner Pettit Racing, and everybody just over there. We've been just really good across the sim as of late. Just from pro, we ran really well together as a team, and just shout out to all those guys over there, and Tanner himself, of course, just for all the work he does for us, and just making sure that every time we hit the track, and whatever it is, a league official, a pro race, it's where the the best and most comfortable that we can be. And then shout out to Jimmy P Mac Tools, 1425 Photography, CD Cinematography, Aces Up Sim Sport, Blake Carrick Racing, and Ethan Johnson, Jordan Casey for the late model stuff, and shout out to fellow other TPR car that was in this race, Ashton Mueller. He had a good run going and got caught up some misfortune. So yeah.
Like I said, appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that was your race winner tonight, Kenny Hoffman. Next, we'll get a word with Michael Skirring in the 07. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Oh, not too bad.
Obviously, I mean, I feel like you always tell me that you're not very good at Volusia, but I mean, I feel like every time we come here, you're on the podium. This is at least the 2nd time I know.
Yeah, we tried something new, and we were kind of hoping that top would stick around a little bit longer, and it didn't. And then we had the bottom, and Kenny just kind of nudged his way in there, and it had to move us up the racetrack. But we tried to make it back, but just not enough laps.
Yeah, I
especially-
expected maybe like you were getting closer in the last lap. Just you had to drive it in there so hard in 3 and 4. It was very tough to not run him over and be able to get the run off the corner to get by him.
Yeah, the top honestly looked really good at the start, and we thought it was going to stick around a lot longer, and then it started to fade away, and then we had to run that slider line, and we had at some point we had to run the bottom even when it wasn't fast because we were a little low on fuel and accidentally cut ourselves a little bit short. So we had to take the less than optimal line there for a bit, but we'll take a second. Unfortunate that we couldn't get the win here, but
yeah, definitely can't be upset about that. I definitely heartbreaking to lose one like that, but definitely showed a lot of speed here out of the box. Should be a really good season for you.
yeah, that's kind of what we're hoping for. Hopefully we can have the same speed and consistency throughout the season. Even though it's a little bit of a shorter season, we got tougher competition these days in the races.
Yeah, but like I said, congratulations on the 2nd place. And is there anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Max Bike Speed Shop, Roy's Graphics, Slideways Karting Center, Jocko Sprint Parts, First Form Energy, Lewis Knight Racing, just all the guys that are on the car that help out and make this car what it is and be able to give us the speed we have every single night. They always make the car feel really good. Just unfortunate that we couldn't get the win tonight.
I said definitely a strong run to begin the season, and we'll see you next week at Lima Land.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was Michael Skirring, your runner-up for the evening. Next, we'll get a word with Josh Whiteman, who gets his first career podium with Reigel Promotions Esports. Hey, Josh, how you doing?
Hey, good, Andrew. How are you, man?
Good. Your first career podium with us, so definitely good night for you. Obviously,
Yeah.
kind of disappointing when you start in the pole, but nonetheless, a lot of good competition here. Tell us about your night.
Pretty good night for not being in a sprint car the past 3 weeks. A couple of leagues I used to race in just kind of folded on the sprint car side of things. So I've been trying out the NASCAR side of things here for the past few weeks and learn a lot there. But I've been, I'm on iRacing because of wing sprint cars. So, I had to get back to it. And your league offers a great opportunity for it. Great night. A lot of speed. Felt like I hadn't left. So.
Yeah, I mean, you felt right at home. I felt like to me, showed more speed, actually more speed than I expected you to show, especially with the caliber of drivers we have. I mean, you were up front from the get-go.
Yeah.
Did you expect the track to get the way it did? Because honestly, kind of shocked me.
Well, I'm, I'm kind of I kind of consider myself the catfish of iRacing dirt sprint car world. I'm a little scared to run the top when it gets slick, so I always set the car up to run the bottom, and I think I just didn't either put enough top wing in it, or I had too tall of a gear. I couldn't get a run down straightaway like I was hoping. But regardless, the car felt pretty stable. I got to give a lot of credit to Tanner Pettit Racing, their setups. They've definitely helped. So.
Well, is there anyone you want to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, thanks to Tanner Pettit Racing for putting out really good setups. They're pretty fast. They feel good. So happy to be running their setups. Got to thank all my friends: Scott Thomason, Larry Moody, Shane Yost. We're just a group that hangs out together. We like to have fun and race and just talk here and there, whatever we want to do. And thanks to you for putting on the league and the broadcast. Appreciate it.
No problem. Yep, we'll see you next week at Lima Land. Thank you.
Yep, we'll do. Thanks.
All right, that was your third place runner tonight, Josh Whiteman. Now that's going to about do it for us here on the broadcast. Thank you to all your viewers, all the drivers. Great field to start the season with 37 cars signed in. Hope to see a lot of them back for Lima Land next week. For us, we'll be back live again tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for the RPES Hinkle Plasma Cutting Pavement Ignition Series as we head to the Homestead Miami Speedway with the NASCAR trucks.